Wagwan.
Yeah, man. We made the jerk chicken pizza and it was so good. So let me walk you through it. We seasoned everything off camera, but we got a jerk marinade and then we threw our sweet bell peppers and tomatoes on the grill. I think this is important because it gives it that roasted charness that adds to the smokiness of the pizza. So I started with some fresh mozzarella. Make sure if you get the fresh mozzarella, then you get the one that is dry, or let it dry out because your pizza gonna be soggy if you don't get the mozzarella to dry off. I promise you. I got this mozzarella from HEB. I like my pizza cheesy, so I'm gonna cut quite a few slices to add to the pizza. I think I used a little more than half. So now I'm going to start cutting my bell peppers, and I'm just cutting everything in advance. That way it's just easy to throw on and decorate the pizza. So I'm gonna slice my bell peppers. I did mine kind of big. I like bell peppers, so I don't mind the big chunks, and you can do them small however you please. But I just did some big slices because I wanted to taste it. And this is roasted as well, so it's gonna help add to that flavor. And we just have 2 bell peppers just to add some color to the pizza. This is not mandatory or necessary. We're just extra like that. So I roasted some tomatoes. I don't even know what kind of tomatoes these are. This is, I don't even know, but it was recommended for pizza toppings. I don't think so because they kind of mushed up as soon as I roasted them. And then we added some pineapples, and I'm a firm believer that pineapples do not belong on pizza, but I felt like the sweetness and the acidity from the pineapples and the tomatoes would just really add something to the pizza. In hindsight, I wish I had let the pineapples roast on the grill as well because they were a little juicy, so they did add a little bit of liquid to the pizza, but we just threw it back in the oven and it dried right up. So now I'm going to chop my chicken up so I can throw it on the pizza as well. We did 2 chicken breasts and that was way too much, so I definitely recommend just 1 chicken breast. Now I'm just adding some flour to the countertop so when I'm stretching out my dough, it doesn't stick to the countertop. So this probably took the longest, getting this pizza dough to stretch out. I'm like, I don't know the fancy tricks to throw it up in the air and spin it around and all that. This was a workout and it took me at least like 6-7 minutes just to get it to stretch out. But we finally got it. It doesn't look like a perfect pizza and that's okay. But I threw it in the oven just so that it can be a little crispy on the bottom. And then I add some olive oil and our homemade barbecue and Scotch bonnet sauce. The sauce was literally perfection because it added that acidity and that twangy and that sweetness. So I definitely recommend using a barbecue sauce and not a marinara sauce. So now I'm adding my mozzarella and I'm going to start decorating my pizza. I love cheese, so there will be lots of cheese. You do not have to add as much cheese as I did. I'm also lactose intolerant, so there's that. And I just lay everything out according to what my eye was thinking was necessary. There's no rhythm or rhyme to how I was laying everything out. And this was done in like no time because again, we had already pre-sliced and prepped in advance. So once the dough had, crisped up a little bit in the oven, it was like boom, boom, bam, and I was able to throw it back in the oven. It wasn't getting soggy or anything like that. That's another reason I recommend just prepping before so that you don't have to sit there with the sauce on the pizza dough and it just gets soggy. We don't have a fancy pizza oven. We just have a pizza stone. It's like a pizza pan. It's just made out of stone. So we just threw that on there and it was really good. Adding more cheese for toppings, and that's what it looks like before I put it in the oven. I think I put it in the oven for maybe like 10-15 minutes on 475 or 425, and then I always like to brush the edges because I don't want that to be burnt. So I brushed the edges with some olive oil, and this is the final product. And it's just as yummy as it looks. I added some green onions and some more of that Scotch bonnet barbecue sauce that we had made, just to add a little bit more, and some Parmesan because you can't have a pizza without Parmesan. And I was so pleased with the final product. Everything came together. Everything melted perfectly. I think this is probably one of the best pizzas I've ever made in my life. I think if we do this again, I'm going to get a different pizza dough. I have no complaints about this one. This one's from Tom Thumb. It was pre-frozen. I think I just want to go to Italy and get my own like true authentic pizza dough. I'm just going to end with my cup of Riesling, which is recommended, and follow for more recipes. Okay, bye.